Your trauma is where your success begins. Success being character, success being mental toughness, success being resilience. It begins with your trauma because we all go through hardships. We all deal with some kind of challenges and tribulations from a young age and develop a worldview. But depending on how we interpret these events determines how successful we are in life and the outcome of our actions in our life. You see, experiencing some adverse trauma and interpreting it in a victim mentality of being, oh, woe is me, the world is out to get me, God, why would you do this to me? Only leaves us weaker. Whereas challenges, tribulations, treated as a learning experience, seen through the lens of spiritual growth and self-development, are gifts. You see, in Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning, this was a man who saw a lot of his family members die, be killed off by Nazis during World War II. And he saw also that in the concentration camps that the Nazi soldiers stripped them of everything, stripped them of all their material possessions. He was a doctor. They stripped him of this practice as well, his licensure. They could take all these external things from him and torture him as much as they wanted to. But he knew one thing they could not take from him was his pride, was his courage, was his soul, his spirit, and his character. You see, trauma, challenges in life only make you stronger. They make you greater. Back in the day, I did not really have parents to raise me. I didn't have two specific caregivers to show me how to do life. And this used to get me down, and I used to cope with smoking drugs. But over time, I learned that I wanted to have healthy relationships. I wanted to get fulfillment out of this life that I'm living. And I knew that I needed to work on this avoidant attachment style that wasn't serving me, that I developed from the relationship with my mother. And over time, it has been really uncomfortable working on that. It's been challenging dealing with romantic relationships and even dealing with friendships and having these residual feelings resurface. But over time, working on that trauma, it has been extremely gratifying to understand and to learn how much I can get out of being in a giving and taking relationship with somebody. How fulfilling it is to trust someone, to get close to someone, to have that level of intimacy. It is such a beautiful thing. And I think if it weren't for my trauma and if it weren't for having to learn how to navigate that on my own, I wouldn't deeply appreciate it as much as I do now. And so the trauma, your trauma, is where your success begins, because the success starts with how you interpret it and how you move on from it, how you learn from it. Because trauma can be a gift in disguise. Challenges only make us stronger. To echo David Goggins, this is mental toughness. If you could deal with this heavy of stuff, if you could deal with death of family members, with some kind of disability that you have, with any kind of financial issues or challenges that you face, the more you could take on and the more you could deal with, the more you're armored and equipped for in the future, and the greater in spirit you could grow. When I reflect on the hardest year of my life, it was actually the best year of my life because of how much I changed as a person, how much I internally developed, and how much potential of my own I tapped into that I did not know was there. And so challenges, hardships, traumatic events are going to unlock a side of you that you did not know was possible. You're going to grow stronger, better, and nothing's going to be able to stop you. And so be grateful for your challenges, and you will be successful. Thank you for watching my video, and I'd like to give a shout out to one of my supporters on my YouTube channel, Narrator Z. Bro, I really appreciate your comments and the support that you give me on the channel. You really do inspire me. And another thing that does inspire me in regards to this topic of trauma being the beginning, the start of your success, is that there's nothing more inspirational, nothing more motivating than seeing somebody come up from nothing, seeing someone rise from the ashes, seeing somebody get knocked down and get back up. I pray that you guys can do this, and I hope that you could look at your trauma with gratitude. Thank you for watching my video.